Hey, good evening, folks, and welcome to Friday Night Live here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Certainly glad that you tuned in tonight, wherever you may be. Some folks, I tell you what, you may still be at ball games. A lot of times when it matters most, the games take a little bit longer. But we are coming to you from the Pizza Ranch studio here, but we're kind of on location. We took the show on the road today. We are actually down at the cottages at Fairhaven. We have a little responsibility down here to some of the folks, and so we came down on the way through, stopped at Reed Spring for just a little bit, and been flying the desk here over the past probably 2 hours here on location at the cottages at Fairhaven. As always, Friday Night Live brought to you by Central Bank of the Ozarks, Adoka Propane, Great Southern Bank, Shelter Insurance, Liuna, Labor 663, Building Missouri, and Building the Missouri State University. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. We'll check in on the scores that we do have at this time. From around the state, everyone is playing district finals tonight. We'll start off in 8-man football, and they're actually in district semifinals because they don't have as many participants there. So it'll be district semifinals. In District 2, we have a final score of St. Paul Lutheran defeats Schuyler County 60-20, and they will play the winner of Sweet Springs and North Shelby. In District 3 semifinal action, Bishop LeBlond defeats King City 42-14. Bishop LeBlond will play the winner of Orick and Stewartsville. In District 4 semifinals, North Andrew defeats Tarkio 46-14, and they will play Worth County, who defeated Nottoway County, or South Nottoway, 46-28. 8-man football scores brought to you by the Missouri Sports Network, Pizza Ranch, Labor's Local 663, the Bank of Billings. The Bank of Billings established 1898, the oldest bank in Christian County. Central Bank of the Ozarks Class 1 finals. Marionville defeats Kabul 46-16. It was Cole Camp falling to Lincoln 38-20. Elsewhere, Monroe City defeats South Shelby 52-18. And Gallatin defeats Putnam County 21-7. Our scores from Class 2 finals that we have at this time. Blair Oaks, they continue to roll 54-14 over Borgia. They will play the winner of Lift for Life and New Madrid Central. Elsewhere, Seneca defeats Mount Vernon 25-21. And they will play the winner of the Mountain Grove Liberty Mountain View contest. At last report, Liberty Mountain View was 3 touchdowns ahead in that game. In District 5, Lamar defeats Fairgrove 56-6. They will play the winner of Holden and Pembroke Hill. In District 7, Bowling Green defeats Hallsville 57-8, and they will play Lafayette County, who defeated Richmond 7-6. Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks. Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks brings you the Class 3 scoreboard. Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks with 12 locations throughout South Missouri. They are the proud sponsor, longtime sponsor of the Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athletes of the Week. And you can go and see the Athletes of the Week. You can go to our YouTube page at Missouri Sports Network. You can go to MissouriSportsNetwork.com, or you can go to Missouri Sports Network on Facebook. Hey, give us a like, follow us, and see what we're doing. More than 450 shows thus far in just over 16 or 15 months since we began this venture. In Class 3 finals, Sullivan defeats St. Clair 14-13. Boonville over Moberly 28-13. And they will play each other next Saturday. Liuna, Labor's 663 brings you Class 4. Liuna Labor 663, Building Missouri and Building Missouri State. Class 4 finals we have at this time. Hannibal defeats Jeff City 42-21, and they will take on West Plains, who defeated Bolivar 46-0. Elsewhere, Center defeats Nevada 35-13. We'll refresh the page as we move on here. In Class 5 brought to you by Solid Ridge Golf and Country, located just south of Bolivar, Missouri. MICDS over Eureka 34-14. Carthage defeats Republic 28-14. Grain Valley shuts out Raytown 4-3-0. Bank of Billings established 1898. Yolis Bank in Christian County brings you Class 6. CBC defeats Marquette 42-7. And they will play the winner of Rockbridge and DeSmet, I believe. And that game has not gone final. Lee Summit North defeats Nixa 24-10, and Liberty North defeats Park Hill South 34-7. I will check real quickly on that. I don't believe that that's 1 and 2 in the Class 6. So let's just check here really quick. You're listening to the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And we'll go to state championship brackets here in 11-man football. We'll just click on Class 6. And here's how it stands. CBC will actually get the winner of the Liberty North Park Hill South game. And then DeSmet Rockbridge winner will get Lee Summit North. And the locations of those contests have not yet been established. And just checking on Class 5 here. We had Poplar Bluff and Cape Central tonight. MICDS will get that winner. Grain Valley and Raytown winner will play the Fort Osage Oak Park winner. Carthage on the bottom across the bracket. They move on and they will get the Lebanon Camdenton winner, which will be Lebanon in that contest, as they were far ahead in that game. And the Elias Catholic Timberland winner will get the Fort Zumwalt North Francis Howe winner. We've reached out to a few coaches here, try and make connection and get them on the air. I'd like to hear from you. You can go to Scoreboard Guy on Twitter. You can go to our Missouri Sports Network Facebook page or our YouTube page, and you can leave a message for me right there. So right now, we're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll be back after these messages.
Believe banking should make your life greater. It starts with affordable options to meet today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. From smart account options that fit your style to flexible loans for what comes next. It means convenient ways to access and manage your money whenever you need it and wherever you're headed. Most of all, it takes great support. Someone you can count on for trusted guidance and to be there for you every step of the way. Great options, great convenience, great support for life. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters.
Enjoy a fresh start to your meal at Pizza Ranch, where the salad bar is always included with your buffet. Every day you'll find garden fresh greens, colorful veggies, and sides for every appetite. It's the most refreshing way to balance out a meal while leaving plenty of room for your other buffet favorites. Convenient, fast, and fresh. It's the Pizza Ranch Salad Bar. Mmm.
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a time like this, in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are going to watch out for us and that care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's a lot better now.
It was like a huge weight lifted.
Hey, welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network here, MissouriSportsNetwork.com. Certainly glad that you have tuned in. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. 3 seconds that could save your life. We'll get back to the scores. For those of you perhaps just tuning in, we'll run back through them really quickly here at scoreboardguy.net, soon to be on at Missouri Sports Network, where we refresh this page here quickly. You can go to scoreboardguy.net and see all the scores. Here's your Week 12 Chevyos of the Ozarks District Finals and High School Football Scoreboard, presented by Central Bank of the Ozarks, Doak Propane, Great Southern Bank, Laborers Local 663 Liuna, the Bank of Billings, live from the Pizza Ranch studio. We'll start with 8-man football. Finals we have at this time, District 2 semifinals, St. Paul Lutheran 60, Schuyler County 20. Bishop LeBlond 42-14 over King City. Elsewhere, in District 4 semifinals, it was North Andrew over Tarkio, 46-14. Worth County over South Nottoway, 46-28. The 8-man state quarterfinals will be played on Friday night next week. All other classes, 1 through 5, quarterfinals will be played on Saturday. To that end, we go to our Central Bank of the Ozarks Class 1 scoreboard. Marionville over Kabul, 46-16. We had a talk with Coach Peyton Grubbs a little bit yesterday about his game. Coming up tonight with a very good Kabul team that coming in was 4-7 on the season. But that was misleading because of the competition that they play in that South Central Association. So Marionville moves on, and they will play Adrian. Adrian defeats Butler 29-18 in District 4. Class 1 District 5, Lincoln defeats Colcamp 38-20. It was Monroe City over South Shelby 52-18. In District 7, Gallatin defeats Putnam County 21-7, and East Buchanan shuts out Mid Buchanan 21-0. On the Pizza Ranch, scoreboard here for Class 2. Pizza Ranch with 7 locations across the state. We've been in every one of them. And today, I know that they did a great thing here on Veterans Day for our veterans, both past and present. They got free meals today at the Pizza Ranch and had a lot of video sent to me from that, appreciating Pizza Ranch and what they did there for our veterans. And hey, it's Veterans Day, and this should be every day. But you see a veteran, shake his hand, shake her hand, and just tell them thank you. When we start to overlook our veterans and take care of them and their families because of the sacrifices that they gave up to defend this country, and a lot of them sacrificed their lives to defend this country. Take some time and reach out to them. Maybe you've got family members, maybe friends, maybe a neighbor. Go mow their yard. Go help them rake leaves. I mean, our veterans and our soldiers, they don't fight because they hate what's in front of them. They fight because they love what's behind them. And they stand on the line and defend this country and our freedoms and our ability to be able to do just what we're doing here. And that's talk some high school, go to a game. So, hey, take some time out, reach out to them and say thank you. And that's something that's done every day. Class 2, Live for Life in Central New Madrid had before, but in District 2, Blair Oaks defeats Borgia 54-14. Mountain Grove and Liberty Mountain View, no final there. Seneca defeats Mount Vernon 25-21, and Seneca now will play Mountain Grove or Liberty Mountain View. District 5, Lamar Big over Fair Grove 56-6. Pembroke Hill and Holden in District 6, no final. District 7, Bowling Green defeats Hallsville 57-8. District 8, Lafayette County over Richmond 7-6. In Class 3, brought to you by Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, sponsoring the Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athletes of the Week. In District 1, Park Hill Central upsets Valley Catholic, and they move on. 30-21, they win, and they will play the District 2 champion, either Cardinal Ritter or University City. District 3, Lutheran North St. Charles West, no final at this time. Class 3, District 4, final score, Sullivan defeats St. Clair 14-13. District 5, Boonville defeats Moberly 28-13. In District 6, Reed Spring moves on as they defeat Osage 35-6. Pleasant Hill over Odessa 35-7. Do not have a final from Savannah and Maryville, two teams very familiar with each other. That game was at Maryville, the one seed in that district. Had lunch with both those fellas just a couple of weeks ago at Pizza Ranch in St. Joe. Class 4, no final from Hephaestus and Hillsboro. Hillsboro was up big in that contest. District 2 in Class 4, no final yet from St. Mary's or Rockwood Summit. Class 3 was Parkway Central over Vashon, 17-7. No final yet from St. Dominic and Hazelwood East. In District 5, Hannibal defeats Jeff City 42-21, and they will take on West Plains, who won 46-0. In District 7, Center defeats Nevada 35-13, and they will take on the winner of Smithville and Kearney. Coming up here in about 5 minutes, we'll be talking to Jeff Geschwender, the Hannibal head football coach, as he prepares now for West Plains. Class 5 scoreboard. Cape Central Poplar Bluff, no final there. MICDS defeats Eureka 34-14. Francis Howell over Fort Zumwalt North 42-7. No final from Helias and Timberland at this point. Lebanon avenges an earlier season loss as they roll Camdenton 55-14. Carthage over Republic 28-14. So Carthage and Lebanon will face off next week. Green Valley over Raytown 43-0, and they will play the winner of Oak Park and Osage. Class 6, District 1, CBC defeats Marquette 42-7. CBC will now play Lee Summit North. Lee Summit North defeats Anixa 24-10. Rockbridge and DeSmet, no final from there, but that winner will take on Liberty North, who wins 34-7 over Park Hill South. You're listening to Friday Night Live. Friday Night Live here on the Missouri Sports Network. And we'll come back after these messages, run through the scores again, and then we'll visit with Jeff Geschwender from Hannibal as the Pirates win 42-21 over the Jeff City Jays.
The qualities in a truck that are most important are reliability, just really great function.
Having a truck is pretty much a necessity to getting to most of these locations. Oftentimes it's narrow, steep, loose, rough, rocky roads.
Having a truck is essential to every part of what we do, from picking up material for the home to delivering the home.
Always carrying something, pulling something.
It's something that we use every single day here.
Imagine a bank that goes where you go, creating seamless solutions for every step in your financial journey, allowing you to manage your money the way you want to, with a banking relationship that makes every day extraordinary. Imagine a world full of possibilities, always within reach. Central Bank. We do banking better.
Only Pizza Ranch serves buffet your way.
Don't you mean my way, Mr. Voiceover Guy?
Sure, anyone's way, actually. Request your favorite pizza. We'll make it, bake it, and give you the first slice.
I can add peppers to pepperoni, Stampede on stuffed crust, maybe Texan taco on thin. No tomatoes on my half. How can I convince Mom to let us eat here every night?
It's buffet your way at Pizza Ranch. Say it with me, kid.
Mm-mm.
Not only is Country Financial our insurance, but they treated us like family.
Relationships are the single most important piece of the puzzle. We always ask this question: what is the right thing to do?
And welcome back to Friday Night Live here on the Missouri Sports Network. Certainly glad you've tuned in. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow. And we welcome to the show tonight Hannibal Pirates head coach Jeff Geschwender on a big win tonight, 42-21 over Jeff City. Coach, tell us about the game.
It was a heck of a game. A lot of running the ball. There's probably only about 10 passes thrown out of the entire game, both teams combined. But it was a good game that really came down to the trenches. Came down to a big-time defensive game. Whoever's going to get the most stops, you know what I mean? And our kids played well. They came out. They made some good adjustments on defense. And we executed well on offense, played a good, clean game.
Coach, tell us about some of those kids and, the offensive, defensive line. Tell us about some of them that really stood out tonight in your mind.
Well, our entire offensive line is playing really well right now. I mean, we're just we're healthy up front. We're running off the football. They're just doing a great job. Our defensive line, an offense like Jeff City has, can really cause problems with your defensive line. but they did an outstanding job of recognizing what was going on. We struggled a little bit early on. But with an offense like that, it's how it's going to be. You just got to keep plugging away, and, your time's going to come. We started making stops, and they were having a hard time stopping us. So.
And guys carrying the rock for you tonight. I know we talked last week about running back being injured, but tell us a little bit about who kind of filled in his shoes, so to speak.
Well, Markel Humphrey, he's our other back. And he handles the load. He's our senior running back. He's, he ran like a man tonight. He had over 200 yards rushing. I couldn't tell you on how many attempts, but, and then we got another sophomore back, Mike Ferreira, that had some good hard yards, and also Cody Colts, another back that we have. So we got about 3 guys that we're able to put in the backfield. We mainly stayed under center tonight, ran our split back stuff. We had a lot of our pistol stuff that we thought would work against these guys, but we really didn't need to do any of it because, we were running our stuff from under center so well. We just kept with it, kept plugging away at it. We were able to rotate 3 of our guys in the backfield and stay fresh back there and just run behind our offensive line.
Coach, big question here. Did you come out of tonight relatively healthy?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just besides your normal stuff, little bumps and bruises here. But no, we didn't have any injuries tonight. Everybody's pretty pumped up and ready to get back to work next week.
Speaking of getting back to work, talk about the challenges that's in front of you next week.
Well, we've got West Plains next week again, a rematch quarterfinal. And really, I don't know. I know they got some guys back from last year, Heston Miller and, a receiver. But really, I haven't seen anything of them with their new offensive system. We've just been going 1 week at a time. I'm kind of anxious to talk to my dad. He's watched a little bit of them. But he's good about not telling me anything until we get to that point. So I'm anxious to see what they have and kind of what they're doing. I know the athletes that they have, but I'm anxious to see kind of what they're running. Because different coach, they graduated a lot of guys last year, but I do know they're still going to be very talented. I'm sure they're going to be more of a running attack with the running back they have, and then I'm just guessing, So I don't know. I'm anxious to see some film and start working.
Yeah, Coach, as you prepare at this time of the year, it's kind of you're playing teams that you're not familiar with. Although West Plains you played last year, but as you mentioned, their coach moved on to Columbia Rockbridge. They've got a new guy there. How does it change the preparation change, whether it be film or huddle up or maybe just seeking out coaches that maybe have played them that you're familiar with or you have a relationship with? How is it different now preparing?
Really, we just go about it like we do other teams. I try not to talk to other coaches because, they may go about their coaching a little differently, even though it's always nice hearing, hey, we had success with this, with that. Sometimes I get hung up with when I hear that, then that means I have to try to do that. And it takes me out of our game of what we do, So we just kind of approach it like we do every single week. We really preach the fact that regardless of what the other team does, regardless who it is, what they're going to do, we've got to play well and we've got to be on top of our game. So that's always our priority is that I don't care who lines up in front of us, whether it's the worst team in the state or the best team in the state. We've got to be ready to come out and show our best every single night, So, as far as scouting and everything, we kind of just go about it. I don't know a whole heck of a lot of coaches, that have played them besides, Coach Short, Camden. But other than that, they do so much different stuff offensively. I'm not even sure I'll contact him. And, they're in the same conference. Most of their games are conference games, so they have a good conference agreement where, it doesn't really matter anyway. So, we're really just going to focus on cleaning up our game a little bit, making sure we come out playing the best ball we can do. And, getting whenever we trade film with them, just kind of scouting it out just like we do each week.
Outstanding. Again, we're visiting with Hannibal Pirates head football coach Jeff Geschwender. And Coach, number one, where will that game be played? Has that been decided yet?
Yeah, it'll be at West Plains. It's on Friday, 7 o'clock, like normal Friday night.
Very good. Well, Coach, as always, I greatly appreciate you being part of the show. Congratulations on a big win, and hopefully we'll get to visit again next week.
All right. Thanks, Guy. Appreciate it.
Hey, you bet. Thanks, Coach.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye. Coach Jeff Geschwender there from Hannibal, Missouri, as they get a 42-21 victory over the Jeff City Jays, and they move on, and they will play West Plains at West Plains, a rematch of a quarterfinal game from last year. And I probably misspoke earlier in the show. I thought the games next week would be all on Saturday, but I will check and then just verify that with Misha. Except for the 8-man, I was aware that the 8-man games would be on Friday, and I'll be in a little bit of a odd situation next Friday night. My youngest daughter is getting married next Friday night, and so it's going to be a hit and miss on game day, which was a hit and miss the last 2 weeks. Last week we had to start early because of the weather coming in, and this week we tried to start late and wasn't able to get that in. So my apologies. I tell you what, we're certainly glad that you have tuned in. Hey, send us a message. You can just type it. It'll come right up on the board. Let us know that you're listening and tuned in. We've reached out to coaches. We just got done with Hannibal's coach. We just got done with Hannibal's coach, Jeff Geschwender, here. We've reached out to Jared Beshore. He's not able to join us tonight. He has family in town. We've reached out to Coach Grubbs at Marionville, Andy Learman at Liberty North, and Will Christian at Lebanon. And what a surprise there. Not that they won, but just to the extent of the game, the final score there. And we'll run through the finals that we have at this time. Again, we'll go back to our 8-man football, where we have all the finals, I believe, in 8-man football. And we'll start off in District 1 semifinals. Archie over Liberal, 66-8. They will match up with Drexel, who defeated Lockwood 48-36. In District 2, St. Paul Lutheran over Schuyler County 60-20. And they will match up next week with Sweet Springs, who defeated North Shelby 46-40. In District 3 was Oric over Stewartsville 38-36, and they will play Bishop LeBlanc, who defeated King City 42-14. In District 4, North Andrew moves on as they defeat Tarkio 46-14, and they will match up with Worth County, who defeated South Nottoway 46-28. In Class 1, Portageville in District 1, they defeat Charleston 58-16. In District 3, Marionville defeats Kabul 46-14, and they will move on and play Adrian, who defeats Butler 29-18. In District 5, Class 2, Lincoln defeats Colcamp 38-20. In District 6, Monroe City defeats South Shelby 52-18. In District 7, Gallatin over Putnam County 21-7. In District 8, East Buchanan shuts out Mid Buchanan 21-0. In Class 2, Live for Life over at New Madrid Central 66-26. And they will match up with Blair Oaks, who defeats Borgia 54-14. Seneca defeats Mount Vernon in a good game. Mount Vernon jumped out 14-0. Seneca comes back and wins 25-21. Lamar defeats Fairgrove 56-6, and they move on and they will play Holden, who defeats Pembroke Hill 32-25. In District 7, Bowling Green defeats Hallsville 57-8, and Lafayette County over Richmond 7-6. Elsewhere, in Class 3, Central Park Hills defeats Valley Catholic 30-21. In District 4, Class 3, District 4, Sullivan defeats St. Clair 14-13. In District 5, Boonville over Moberly 28-13. Reach Spring defeats Osage 35-6, and they move on and play Boonville. In District 7, Pleasant Hill over Odessa 35-7. Do not yet have a final from that Savannah-Maryville game. In Class 4, Hillsboro over Festus 55-6. St. Mary's and Rockwood Summit, no final at this time. Parkway Central over Vashon 17-7. St. Dominic defeats Hazelwood East. St. Dominic Hazelwood East. We don't have a final for. It was Hannibal over Jeff City 42-21. And they will go to West Plains, who defeats Bolivar 46-0. Center defeats Nevada 35-13, and Smithville avenges an earlier season loss at Kearney, and they win 49-13 over Kearney. In Class 5, Cape Central and Poplar Bluff, no final for. In District 2 is MICDS over Eureka 34-14. Francis Howe defeats Fort Zumwalt North 42-7. Timberland over Helias 41-24. And Lebanon defeats Camdenton 55-14. It was Carthage over Republic 28-14. Grain Valley in District 7, Class 5, defeats Raytown 43-0. Oak Park and Fort Osage, no final at this time. CBC defeats Marquette 42-7, and they will take on Lee Summit North, who defeats Nixa 24-10. Liberty North defeats Park Hills South in a rematch 34-7. Last time, I believe it was 34-14. So they keep them out of the end zone one more time, and they will play the winner of Rockbridge and DeSmet. And to that end, we will be hearing from Coach Andy Learman here shortly. Thoughts, comments, questions, quotes. You can get to us right here at the Missouri Sports Network. We're live on Restream. We're certainly glad that you're tuning in from wherever you may be listening. We appreciate it. But if you're in your car, hey, take that. It's 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Going to step away. When we come back, we hope to be visiting with Andy Learman from, and actually, we're going to take that call right now. And we welcome to the show now Liberty North head football coach Andy Learman. Coach, hey, thanks so much for being part of the show. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you, sir. Good to talk with you again.
Yeah, it seems like we've just visited earlier today, but Coach, 34-7 over Park Hill South tonight. What was working well for you tonight?
I'm sorry, could you say again? I kind of cut out there, guy.
Yeah, what 34-7 win? What were you guys doing really well tonight?
Defense came out and played outstanding. We gave up one big long run. We lost some leverage on the outside. They scooted away from us like we knew they would if we didn't play well. And our special teams was outstanding tonight. We had a block punt for a touchdown, and had an onside kick recovered, and so special teams did a great job. And then our offense kind of started clicking in the second half and really did a really great job. So all three phases really kind of contributed tonight to kind of the effort of trying to slow those guys down.
You talk about coming out in the second half and the offense getting going. What changes did you have to make at halftime?
Well, they were stacking the box pretty good on us, trying to slow the run down. It's pretty cold up here. I don't know what it's like down there, but so the pass game was there, but it wasn't working great, and so we kind of had to make some adjustments formation-wise to try to get them out of what they were doing, and we did that at halftime. And like I said, we came out and scored, and then turned around, had an onside kick, recovered it, and then went down and scored again. So we're just trying to kind of a mix of run and pass. Again, we have got quite a few receivers that are pretty good. We've got a tailback that's really, really good. And so we have some different personnel packages that we use that have really kind of benefited us this year and allowed us to do some different things.
What did you do to have some success against? And we talked about this earlier against Mr. Bartosh, who's maybe one of the best players in the Kansas City area. How did you hold him in check?
Just good team defense, guy. I mean, we kind of put together a plan that allowed us to be able to kind of have eyes on him in several different areas, and we held him to 21 yards rushing tonight, and that was just a tremendous job by those guys. We wanted to make sure that we sewed him up. He's a great athlete. He does throw the football back there at the quarterback spot, so we wanted to limit his scrambling ability. And so just trying to contain him and force him to be a quarterback and not just an athlete that runs around and throws passes. We didn't want it to turn into a backyard football game by any means. We knew that was an advantage of Park Hill South, so we didn't want to do that. So our kids did a great job executing the game plan. We came out and tackled well, shut the run down, had some good leverage on the football all night long. And, take away that 80-yard run, which was a great run by that kid. But take away that 80-yard run, they've got under 50 yards rushing tonight, which is tremendous by our guys. We had another game where we didn't give up more than 14 points and only give up 7. So I think we picked at 3 interceptions tonight. And so 1 fumble recovery. Our defense just playing fantastic.
And it's been that way all year, giving up 8.5 points a game, and you give up 7 tonight. So that number even goes down.
We haven't given up more than a touchdown in the last 3 games. So our kids they're locked in. Like I said, these guys are super talented. But even better than that, they're great team players. I think sometimes the defensive side of the ball in this day and age gets kind of forgotten. And we're very fortunate this year. In the last couple of years, we've got a group of kids that love to play defense. They love to fly around and hit, and they love to take on a challenge and slowing down an offense that does multiple different things, just like Park Hill South does.
Coach, talk about when do you start preparing for your state semifinal game? Is that something that you're doing right now?
We're kind of starting to kind of sift through some stuff. Obviously, with them being on the other side of the state, we're going to have to get in touch with those guys and get some film trade and that kind of thing. But just trying to kind of sort out the week and what that's going to look like. The game's going to be on Saturday, and so that'll give us a little bit an extra day of the week that we don't normally have. And so we'll kind of sort through what that's going to look like for us as a staff and for the kids. A lot of our kids already had plans to go on visits or game day visits or deer hunting or whatever it might be, just because we weren't sure what the weekend was going to look like. So we'll give those guys the weekend off and kind of get organized ourselves, and then we'll come together with a plan on Monday, ready to roll.
It's a great time of the year, and it's Saturday football. There's something special about it because typically that means you're in the postseason.
Yes, sir.
What else do you like? What else is appealing really about the Saturday? You mentioned that extra day off, that extra day to prepare, but are you happy to be playing on a Saturday?
Yeah, for sure. I think something we've always kind of hung our hat on. It's just it's a privilege to play on a Saturday, and if you can get to that point, you've obviously done a really good job. And so trying to make it special, trying to make it on a day where there's not a whole lot else going on, and so our entire community can come, and the folks from CBC can drive up and be able to attend the game. And so it just kind of allows it to be a great environment, a great atmosphere for the game on Saturday. And like I said, it just makes it special to be able to have something like that.
Well, outstanding. Well, Coach, congratulations. Any scores out there that you've seen that maybe surprised you a little bit?
I heard Kearney got beat 42-13 or something like that by Smithville, which is kind of a surprise. I figured it'd be a little closer game. So that was a big one in Class 4. And then did Nixa end up losing? I know it was tight in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they got beat 24-10.
Yeah, and then DeSmet won, I think, and so I think everything's kind of sorting out on our end. And I haven't seen any other scores. We just kind of walked in from the freezing cold out there just a little bit ago, so we'll kind of get it sorted out. Anything on your end that you know of?
Not really. I've got that page closed right now to do this interview, but nothing really surprised me outside of it didn't surprise me Lebanon beat Camdenton, but they really handled them 55-14, and that was kind of somewhat of a surprise. Mount Vernon Seneca was closer than I thought. Seneca did win, but that one was a surprise as well. Up in your area, Mid Buchanan, East Buchanan, it went kind of the way I thought it was going to go. there in that district championship. East Buchanan shut them out 21-0. I'm still waiting on a Savannah Maryville score.
Yep, that's a good one.
So, but Coach,
Odessa, that's another good one. I think that was going to happen tonight.
Yep.
Class 3. So,
yes.
Yeah, some good games around the state for sure.
You bet. Well, Coach, again, congratulations, and thank you so much for being generous with your time. And I know I've kind of bugged you here over the last couple of weeks, and but hey, as long as you keep winning, I think it'll be okay.
Yep. Yeah, that invite's still up. You guys come on up Saturday.
All right.
Get that deer hunting.
All right, Coacher. Hey, you bet. Hey, thanks so much. Congratulations. Stay safe.
Thank you, sir. Have a great night.
You too. Andy Lehrman, kind enough to join us there as they get a big win, and they will play, I believe, DeSmet in that contest. No, maybe they've got CBC. I'd have to go back and look at that bracket, and I just looked at it. Let me check it out real quick again there on that side. And, of course, Coach knows, so I'm not worried about confusing him. He knows who he plays. But we will see as you look across the state who will match up. Checking on the Misha website, Christian Brothers, CBC, they move on, and they will play Liberty North. So it'll be Liberty North and CBC, and probably maybe the two best teams in the state. And Lee Summit North will get the winner of the DeSmet Rockbridge game. And I know I said that earlier, but lost my train of thought a little bit on that. We'll run through those matchups. DeSmet does beat Rockbridge at 44-21, so DeSmet will get Lee Summit North next week. Maryville goes 72 yards and 5:07 to win the game. Savannah was so close to a goal line stand. Spoof Hounds are the district champions, and they are headed to the state quarterfinals. And we will reach out to head coach Matt Webb from Maryville and see if he can jump on the show. But first, we're going to take a timeout here. You're watching the Missouri Sports Network. I'm sorry, you're watching Friday Night Live on the Missouri Sports Network from the Pizza Ranch studio, and we will take a timeout and be back after this.
The qualities in a truck that are most important are reliability, just really great function.
Having a truck is pretty much a necessity to getting to most of these locations. Oftentimes it's narrow, steep, loose, rough, rocky roads.
Having a truck is essential to every part of what we do, from picking up material for the home to delivering the home.
Always carrying something, pulling something.
It's something that we use every single day here.
Imagine a bank that goes where you go, creating seamless solutions for every step in your financial journey, allowing you to manage your money the way you want to, with a banking relationship that makes every day extraordinary. Imagine a world full of possibilities, always within reach. Central Bank. We do banking better.
Only Pizza Ranch serves buffet your way.
Don't you mean my way, Mr. Voiceover Guy?
Sure, anyone's way, actually. Request your favorite pizza. We'll make it, bake it, and give you the first slice.
I can add peppers to pepperoni, Stampede on stuffed crust, maybe Texan taco on thin. No tomatoes on my half. How can I convince Mom to let us eat here every night?
It's buffet your way at Pizza Ranch. Say it with me, kid.
Not only is Country Financial our insurance, but they treated us like family.
Relationships are the single most important piece of the puzzle. We always ask this question: what is the right thing to do?
Hey, welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network here, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Certainly glad that you have tuned in, wherever you may be listening from. Maybe you're at home on your personal PC. Maybe you're listening on your phone or Bluetooth in your vehicle, but we greatly appreciate you tuning in. About a little over a half hour remaining left in the show. We have reached out to Matt Webb at Maryville to be part of the show tonight, as well as Will Christian from Lebanon, and Peyton Grubbs from Marionville, trying to get those guys in and on the show here as best that we can. We'll go through the scores as we have them at this time here at scoreboardguy.net. Everything will be up tomorrow, the shows, and you can go at the Missouri Sports Network.com and you can pull up any of the shows that we have that are archived. You can hear from the athletes of the week. We had great interviews this week with folks, softball team from Fatima, including Kenzie Woody, who was our female athlete of the week. Hit 2 home runs in the state championship game. They were actually down 13-4 in that contest, came back and won 16-14 in 8 innings. And she had 2 home runs in that contest, and both of them put them ahead at 2 different times during that game. Got to interview Ashley Schneiders and that team as well. Also had interviews this week with Nick's high school football coach, John Perry, and our male athlete of the week, one of them, Ramon Green, as well as got to sit down with Camden head coach Jeff Shore and his athlete of the week, Bear Shore. Unfortunately, both those teams fell tonight as Nixa falls to Lee Summit North and Camdenton falls to Lebanon. On the scoreboard right now at this time, we've got almost everything updated. Friday night games in 8-man football in District 1 semifinals. It was Archie over Liberal 66-8. Drexel defeats Lockwood 48-36. St. Paul Lutheran over Schuyler County 60-20. It was Sweet Springs over North Shelby 46-40. In District 3, it was Oric over Stewartsville 38-36. And Bishop LeBlanc defeats King City 42-14. North Andrew defeats Tarkio 46-14. Worth County over South Nottoway 46-28. In Class 1, Portageville defeats Charleston 56-16. Still don't have a final from Brentwood and Duchesne. But Marionville, they move on as they defeat Kabul 46-16. Adrian defeats Butler 29-18. Lincoln over Cole Camp 38-20. Monroe City defeats South Shelby 52-18. Gallatin over Putnam County 21-7. East Buchanan shuts out Mid Buchanan 21-0. In Class 2, District 1 championship game, Live for Life over New Madrid Central 66-26. Blair Oaks defeats Borgia 54-14. And just a matter of note, in that Blair Oaks game, Dylan Hare, the quarterback at Blair Oaks, goes, well, he's the first Missouri high school football player in history to surpass 1,000 yards or 10,000 yards passing and 5,000 yards rushing. So congratulations to Dylan Hare of Blair Oaks. And they are going to be a handful. And they will take on Live for Life next week. And we'll run through those schedule of games probably before we get off the air. District 3, Liberty Mountain View over Mountain Grove 42-6, and they will play Mount Vernon, who defeats, or I'm sorry, they will play Seneca, who defeated Mount Vernon 25-21. Lamar defeats Fair Grove 56-6, and they will take on Holden, who defeated Pembroke Hill 32-25. In District 7, it was Bowling Green over Hallsville 57-8. Lafayette County defeats Richmond 7-6. In Class 3, Central Park Hills over Valley Catholic 30-21. Cardinal Ritter defeats University City 54-8. St. Charles West over Lutheran North 24-7. Sullivan defeats St. Clair in District 4 14-13. Boonville over Moberly 28-13 in District 5. In District 6, it was Reed Spring over Osage 35-6. In District 7, it was Pleasant Hill over Odessa 35-7. In District 8, it was Savannah over Maryville 33-28, and I may have reached out to the wrong coach in that game. I thought Maryville had won that contest. If I could get a little clarification there, and I apologize if I reached out to the wrong coach in that game. Let me just make sure. Who was the winner in that contest? Okay, yeah. So my apologies. It was Maryville winning. So we will we'll reach out and make sure we got Coach Webb on the line here. My apologies there. I read that wrong. So that is on me. But so Maryville did win in that District 8 game. And we'll refresh that page and make sure we've got that right here on. But in Class 4, we move on. Hillsboro over Festus 55-6. It was St. Mary's over Rockwood Summit 48-3. Parkway Central over Vashon 17-7. St. Dominic and Hazelwood East, they actually are the only game being played tomorrow in District 4. In District 5, it was Hannibal over Jeff City 42-21. District 6, West Plains defeats Bolivar 46-0. In District 7, it was Center over Nevada 35-13. In District 8, it was Smithville over Kearney 49-13. In Class 5, District 1, Cape Central over Poplar Bluff 22-16. MICDS in District 2 defeats Eureka 34-14. In District 3, Francis Howe defeats Fort Zumwalt North 42-7. In District 4, Timberland defeats Elias 41-24. In District 5, Lebanon defeats Camdenton 55-14. In District 6, Class 5, Carthage over Republic 28-14. District 7, Green Valley defeats Raytown 43-0. District 8, Fort Osage defeats Oak Park 44-25. In Class 6, just the 4 games on the docket tonight, CBC defeats Marquette 42-7. DeSmet over Rockbridge, 44-21. Lee Summit North 24, Nixa 10. In District 3 and District 4 was Liberty North over Park Hill South 34-7. We have reached out to Coach Matt Webb at Maryville as well to join the show. And Maryville does indeed win 33-28 over Savannah in that contest there. Got any comments, quotes, questions, queries? We will be glad to take them. Just go to Missouri Sports Network on Facebook or go to Scoreboard Guy on Twitter. You can type notes up here, right here on the question board here at Missouri Sports Network. I'm actually coming to you live. We took the show on the road. We went through Reed Springs tonight. Got to see just a little bit there. What a great atmosphere they had, and they get a big win over Osage. We're trying to reach out to Coach McFarland from Reed Spring to see if he can be part of the show tonight as well. We also have already visited with Coach Jeff Geschwender at Hannibal, who was kind enough to join us. We've had Coach Andy Learman from Liberty North as well, and now we're reaching out to Matt Webb. We reached out earlier to Coach Grubbs at Marionville, as well as Coach Will Christian at Lebanon. Interesting fact here, I believe Peyton Grubbs played for Coach Will Christian at Marionville many, many moons ago. But Coach Christian, we hope that he's able to join us tonight, and Peyton Grubbs as well. We should be hearing from Coach Matt Webb here in just a few minutes. But until then, we will take a timeout. You're watching the Missouri Sports Network or you're watching Friday Night Live on the Missouri Sports Network. I don't know how many times I'm going to do that, but that is twice that I have done that. So, hey, we'll take a commercial break, and hopefully Matt Webb will be with us when we get back.
Believe banking should make your life greater. It starts with affordable options to meet today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. From smart account options that fit your style to flexible loans for what comes next. It means convenient ways to access and manage your money whenever you need it and wherever you're headed. Most of all, it takes great support. Someone you can count on for trusted guidance and to be there for you every step of the way. Great options, great convenience, great support for life. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters.
Enjoy a fresh start to your meal at Pizza Ranch, where the salad bar is always included with your buffet. Every day you'll find garden fresh greens, colorful veggies, and sides for every appetite. It's the most refreshing way to balance out a meal while leaving plenty of room for your other buffet favorites. Convenient, fast, and fresh. It's the Pizza Ranch Salad Bar. Mmm.
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a time like this, in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are going to watch out for us and that care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's a lot better now.
It was like a huge weight lifted.
Welcome back to Friday Night Live here on the Missouri Sports Network. I am certainly glad that you have tuned in, and we'll run through some of the scores again here, and we will going to see if we can't mix in a little background music. Can you guys hear that? Is that all right? Yes. Let's go through these scores real quick here. And we're going to start off with 8-man football from around the state. Every game except one was played tonight, unlike last week where the weather really dictated when teams were going to play their games. A lot of teams moved games either to earlier in the day, from a 7 o'clock to maybe a 5 o'clock start, or they moved them to Saturday. Or in Nix's case last week, they moved it from a 7 o'clock start to a 10 p.m. start. They did not get done till after midnight. The Friday night games here in 8-man football district semifinals, it was Archie over Liberal, 66-8. Drexel over Lockwood, 48-36. In District 2 semifinals, it was St. Paul Lutheran over Schuyler County, 60-20. Sweet Springs over North Shelby, 46-40. In District 3 semifinals, it was Oric over Stewartsville, 38-36. Bishop LeBlanc defeats King City, 42-14. In District 4 semifinals, it was North Andrew over Tarkio, 46-14. And Worth County defeats South Nottoway, 46-28. In Class 1, it was Portageville over Charleston, 58-16. Duchesne defeats Brentwood, 38-18. Marionville over Kabul, 46-16. Adrian over Butler, 29-18. In District 5, it was Lincoln over Colcamp, 38-20. In District 6, Monroe City defeats South Shelby, 52-18. In District 7, Gallatin over Putnam County, 21-7. In District 8, East Buchanan over Mid Buchanan, 21-0. In Class 2, District 1 was Live for Life over New Madrid Central, 66-26. Blair Oaks over Borgia, 54-14. In District 3, Liberty Mountain View defeats Mountain Grove, 42-6. In District 4, it was Seneca over Mount Vernon, 25-21. In District 5, it was Lamar over Fair Grove, 56-6. In District 6, Holden over Pembroke Hill, 32-25. In District 7, Bowling Green over Hallsville, 57-8. In District 8, Lafayette County over Richmond, 7-6. In Class 3, District 1, Central Park Hills over Valley Catholic, 30-21. Cardinal Ritter over University City, 54-8. In Class 3, District 2. Class 3, District 3. St. Charles West over Lutheran North, 24-7. Class 3, District 4. Sullivan over St. Clair, 14-13. Class 3, District 5, Boonville over Moberly, 28-13. Class 3, District 6, Reed Spring over Osage, 35-6. Class 3, District 7, it was Pleasant Hill over Odessa, 35-7. In Class 3, District 8, Maryville over Savannah, 33-28. Class 4, District 1, Hillsboro over Festus, 55-6. Class 4, District 2, St. Mary's over Rockwood Summit, 48-3. Class 4 District 3 Parkway Central over Vashon 17-7. Class 4 District 4 St. Dominic and Hazelwood East will play tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Class 4 District 5 Hannibal over Jeff City 42-21. Class 4 District 6 West Plains over Bolivar 46-0. In Class 4 District 7, Center defeats Nevada 35-13. And in Class 4 District 8, Smithville over Kearney 49-13. Class 5 District 1, Cape Central over Poplar Bluff 22-16. Class 5 District 2, MICDS over Eureka 34-14. Class 5 District 3, Francis Howe defeats Fort Zumwalt North 42-7. Class 4 District 4, Timberland over Helias 41-24. Class 5 District 5, Lebanon over Camdenton 55-14. Class 5 District 6, Carthage over Republic 28-14. Class 5 District 7, Green Valley over Raytown 43-0. In Class 5 District 8, Fort Osage over Oak Park 44-25. Class 6 District 1, CBC defeats Marquette 42-7. In District 2, DeSmet defeats Rockbridge 44-21. Class 6 District 3, Lee Summit North over Nixa 24-10. Class 6 District 4, Liberty North over Park Hill South 34-7. We will continue to update those scores. We'll see what Misha has They've updated the website so we can tell you the date and the times of those games as we go to Misha right now, and we'll see if they've updated their site so we can check out when and where these games might be. And they have not updated Class 6. We'll go back. We'll start here in Class 1. Portageville will take on Duchesne. That game will be on November the 19th, and that will be in St. Charles, Missouri, in Class 1. Also, you will have Gallatin taking on East Buchanan. That game will be Saturday at 1 p.m. And that game will be played in Gallatin. On the other side of the bracket, you've got Lincoln and Monroe City playing in a quarterfinal game. And that game will be Saturday also at 1 p.m. And that game will be at Monroe City. Top of that bracket, Marionville and Adrian. That game will be at 2 p.m. on Saturday, and that game will be in Adrian, Missouri. So I would assume the bottom of the bracket would host. So we'll go to Class 2 and we'll see. Live for Life, they will take on Blair Oaks. That game, the 19th. They don't have a time yet on that game, and that will be in St. Louis, Missouri. So much for the bottom of the bracket. Bowling Green will take on Lafayette County. And that game will be in Higginsville, Missouri. We're going to go now quickly as we can here to head coach Matt Webb. And we welcome to the show now Maryville head football coach Matt Webb. Coach Webb, congratulations on an exciting victory tonight.
Thank you, Guy. That was a heck of a high school football game. Very, very proud to come out of that with a win.
Coach, tell us just a little bit from your standpoint, just how the game went, and then we'll talk about that last 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was really, we, they came out and it was a really contested game in the first half. We went into half, kind of 2-score lead and 27-14, and I believe if I'm right, and really felt like we kind of had the momentum there right at the end of the second quarter, and came out and you give a lot of credit to Savannah. That was a very, very well coached, disciplined team. Their tailback, Kate Chappelle, was a very hard runner, and we had a hard time stopping him in the second half. We kind of stalled out on offense a couple times in third quarter, and they scored 14 in the third quarter, and all of a sudden you look up on the clock and we're down 1, and we needed to get a fourth down stop, kind of towards the end there, and thankfully they were kind of inside the 30-yard line driving to score, and we got a fourth down stop, and Delton Davis jumped up and kind of tipped a pass. It's one of those things, thank goodness we kids have great instincts, because it's one of those plays that maybe you don't coach that type of stuff. And then that gave our offense a chance to really feel like we could go down and score and win the game at the end.
Give us an idea on that last drive, the time off the clock, and just the play calls, and did you have to complete a fourth down?
Yeah, it was. There's a couple of those in that drive. I believe it. Last drive, I believe, if my memory serves, there's 4 minutes something on the clock. We had all 3 of our timeouts, and I think what was key is that Savannah had none. And I can't give enough credit to our offensive staff. I focus on the defensive side, but the clock was kind of running. We still had our timeouts, and I think I know my offensive coordinator really well, Matt Houchin, and there wasn't any indecision or second guessing on calling timeouts or just driving the field and saying we needed to end that game, with little to no time on the clock, and not put ourselves in a situation. So quarterback Derek Quinlan had a couple key completions to this big receivers, and we kind of moved the ball, matriculated it down the field, and the kind of clock was running. And, coaches don't hear the stands very much, but I think everybody in the stands is saying, call your timeouts. And we had plenty of time, I felt like, and Coach Houchin and our offense, we did. We kind of got down inside the 10, and we called a play on, I think there's 6 seconds left, or within 10 seconds left, and it didn't get in. So we called another timeout, and so there's 6 seconds on the clock, and we called this fourth and goal on the 1 yard line, and handed it to our fullback Cooper Lowe right up the middle. Got just enough push where he crossed the ball over the goal line. It doesn't get more dramatic than that night up in Maryville, and hound pound magic, so we like to call it. I don't know what it's, something in the water or whatever, but there was some magic on that home field, and it was a very good Savannah team. But man, our kids just laid it all on the line.
Coach, that last play, where was your vantage point? Did you know he was in?
He kind of got hit, kind of right line of scrimmage, and kind of powered his way in. So I really think the ball made it across the plane, and that's what was key, and just getting that. We talk a lot about the value of 1 yard. My goodness, we've lost district championship by 1 point. The value of one, just 1 yard, and what a big scheme of things. It comes down to players making plays, and you deal with high school sports, and it's there's not much of a movie you can make better than that tonight, man. District championship against your rival, survive or go home, fourth and goal on the 1, and you give it to your senior tailback who ran his butt off all night long and was all season, his whole career. He finds a way to get 1 yard. So, yeah, my vantage point, I thought he got in, and the ball got across just barely.
Coach, you come out of tonight's game relatively healthy?
Yeah, we're healthy, man. It's great. up here in Northwest Missouri, and everybody dealt with some rain last week and now some cold temperatures. So it's been a tough couple weeks of football, just from a weather standpoint, and an element standpoint. And these are high pressure games. So, but yeah, we're healthy and survive and move on, man. That's playoff football.
How'd the players handle the cold? Typically, the players handle it better than the fans and the coaches.
Yeah, they're great. They've got a thing they call No Sleep Nation up here. So we've got a saying that you make your own weather, and it's in your mind and how you deal with it. So there's a lot of guys out there with no sleeves, and it was cold, but that's what Maryville is. I mean, we don't get much further in Northwest Missouri than Maryville, and you're going to play some football games up here. You got to find a way to run the ball, play in bad weather. That's what it is, and our kids grow up with it. So it's a special sauce, and it all is about the players. I'm very proud of it.
Now you've got another week to prepare. You've got, I believe you play on Saturday next week. Can you tell us a little bit about that contest and that opponent, where that game will be played?
Yeah, we'll be at home again against Pleasant Hill, District 8 out of Kansas City. They're having a great year. Very talented team. Cool thing for us is it's at home. It's a Saturday afternoon. You get to these points of playoffs and our kids are used to it, but that's the last Friday night that these kids will play. The rest of the time, you earn the right to play on Saturdays, and you got 3 more, and that's the goal. It's one at a time, but Pleasant Hill is extremely talented. We're happy to be playing at home, happy to get past this one, and those kids, the district championship means a lot, especially when it's a rival game. So we'll need to reset and refocus and work on Pleasant Hill. They're a super talented team up here. We're happy to be playing at home.
Tell us a little bit about what it means to play on Saturday. Obviously, you can get maybe a little bit larger crowd. You've got the sun out in late November, hopefully, which will create a little bit different temperature deal. But anytime you're playing on Saturday in high school football, you've gone a long way.
Yeah, you got to earn the right to play on Saturdays. We talk about it. The good teams and the ones that make playoff runs, man, you better figure out that you got to earn the right to get yourself in these quarterfinal games, semifinal games, and Saturdays are special. We talk about that's when the big boys play. We're in Maryville, and the Bearcats always play on Saturday at Northwest Missouri State. We're the little brothers a mile down the road on Munn Avenue, but we got great culture. And we talk about that a lot. This is the first time in a lot of years that our team has been able to accomplish, a conference championship in the MEC, and then a district championship. And then, there's only one left. And you got to get three more wins to get it. And then that's state. But we're going to have to play on Saturdays to do it. It's a great time. It's a great atmosphere. You get up, you have breakfast. When do you get to eat breakfast with a team? You have breakfast in the morning, and then you go out, and hopefully it's on your home field. And Saturdays are fun, so it's going to be a blast.
You bet, Coach. Congratulations, and I know tomorrow morning there'll be a lot of people that it's going to be a lot easier for them to get up and go to their deer stands, knowing that they've got this win under their belt.
That's right. We're obviously deer season's hit, and you bet. I don't know if it's going to be cold. It's going to be cold, so I won't be in the deer stand. I'll be watching film and getting ready for Pleasant Hill. But it's going to be a lot of fun. So you bet. It's always when you win the game. Like I said, tonight could not be more dramatic. So happy for our players. So happy for our school. The fans are great. The student section, it is a great atmosphere. That's what you live for. That's why you coach. That's why you play.
Outstanding. Well, Coach, again, I greatly appreciate you being generous with your time, and we've had lunch a couple of times together and here during this season, and we've had you on the show several times, but I always appreciate you allowing me to bug you.
You bet, Guy. I always appreciate you, man. You guys do a great job, and the more we can spread the news of high school football, that's again, memories like tonight is why you coach and why you play these games, and that's a lot of fun. So you do a lot to support us, and I appreciate it.
You bet, Coach. Couldn't do without you. Hey, great win.
Thanks,
congratulations. Guys. And go get some film and get ready for next week, and we'll talk again.
You bet. Have a great week.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Bye-bye.
Coach Matt Webb from Maryville, as they get a huge win. Didn't realize they punched it in with 3 seconds left to go on the clock, but sounded like a storybook finish there. at Maryville. Well, we've reached just about the end of the show. We will get this archived, get it out to everyone. You can re-listen to this tomorrow. You can put your earbuds in your deer stand and hear from the coaches from around the state. And not much local here, not local, but we're covering the entire state. Just tremendous opportunity to get to hear from Maryville and Liberty North. Hannibal was on the show tonight as well. So always great to reach out to those guys. And I tell you what, there's not many teams left. There's 8 teams in classes 1 through 5. And then 4 teams left, I believe, there are 8 teams in 8-man, 8 teams in classes 1 through 5, and just 4 remaining in class 6. Most of those games will be next Saturday. We will do a high school game day on Friday, and we will probably not do a scoreboard show because there won't be anybody playing on Friday night. But maybe Saturday we can come to you live, maybe give you some live look-ins at some games. But as always, keep it right here at the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, from the Pizza Ranch studio and powered by Central Bank of the Ozarks, Doak Propane, Great Southern Bank, Liuna, Labor's 663, Building Missouri, and Building Missouri State, and the Bank of Billings, established 1889, the oldest bank in Christian County. It's been a tremendous run so far this season. We will talk to you next week. And as always, keep it right here at the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And remember to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow. Happy Veterans Day. Good night.